Can you imagine Tesla lost all of its gains, but Bitcoin did not? I think that's a little bit fascinating, given that the exuberance here has still remained in some pockets. You wonder whether they'll lose their bump as well.
What is up, good people? Juggling here. Hope you're doing well. You really have to be impressed with XRP's resiliency. For as bad as things have been, I mean, Ethereum is melting in front of our eyes. It's under $2,000. And XRP, we're well above $2, hanging in there strong. Now, if this continues, we will tumble as well. But I think we're at the perfect spot here. Remember, we don't need, a fully successful 2025. We just need some runway here, just a little bit. This market will take off. There's a lot of catalysts there. And, it's going to be interesting who really capitulates here first. I think we may see the Fed. And if that happens, if the Fed starts easing here, for cryptocurrencies, especially on a 60 or 90-day time frame, it could be pandemonium. And I just love our setup here. Let's take a look here at this. This was a big one. Franklin Templeton files their S1 for an XRP ETF. This is exciting for a couple reasons. Number one, you have a sophisticated market participant here that's looking out and saying, you know what, there's demand here for crypto products, for altcoins, and specifically for XRP. They wouldn't be filing this if they didn't believe that to be true. That, to me, is really bullish. Because you think about XRP and its history. We've never had a bull run where you simply had U.S. crypto exchanges. Coinbase, Kraken, all the regulars. And this bull run, potentially, not only do we already have all those U.S. exchanges during a bull run, but we're also going to have traditional markets, people with their brokerage accounts, people with their self-directed retirement accounts. Now, I'm not suggesting people should invest in such volatile assets, but they're going to, and it's going to drive our asset prices up. You best believe it. So this is exciting. And lastly, what's on the horizon here? Franklin Templeton is filing this among quite a few others. Well, BlackRock's coming. And we saw today that the SEC has delayed their decision here on a lot of these altcoins. And there's a couple reasons. It could be because they're waiting for the new SEC chair. But equally as likely is they're letting everyone that wants to file ETFs for this altcoin get in line, get those suckers filed, and get ready to launch so we can have a fair launch. So no one gets an advantage here. And we saw that with Bitcoin, right? Everyone had time to load up in the gates there. And I think that may happen as well. BlackRock's going to step into the broader crypto market at some point in time. And I wouldn't be surprised if almost any day we see a BlackRock XRP ETF, and that's going to send the price going up even farther. And again, here's what we had. The SEC has postponed the approval process for VanEck, Canary, and a few others to get both Solana and XRP ETFs approved. I think it's going to happen. I think we're looking good. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And when that happens, when we get introduced to traditional finance, that's an entirely different world than anything we've seen before. To me, this is equally as bullish. We need something here for Ethereum to get Ethereum waking up, and Fidelity files to add staking to its Ethereum ETF. And that's going to be a popular product. Not just for Ethereum, but other proof-of-stake cryptos. When you have these ETFs where you're getting monthly or quarterly dividends paid to you in more cryptocurrencies, I think that's something that traditional investors are going to like quite a bit. SEC also acknowledged Grayscale's filing for Hedera HBAR ETF. So there's going to be quite a few here, and that's exciting, giving people a lot of options. Anthony Pompliano states that the Trump administration may be intentionally crashing the market to corner Fed Chair Jerome Powell into lowering interest rates. I don't think they want to crash markets, of course. I don't think that's the ultimate goal. But this is going to be a little bit of a struggle bus back and forth. And some of it is theatrics. We saw this the first time around where Trump kind of bullied him around, and finally Jerome Powell caved. And I think we're going to see that again. Once a caver, always a caver. And I think the Fed will capitulate. And when that happens, kaboom for crypto markets. Hopefully it happens sooner than later. They're already estimating. They were saying only one rate cut this year. Now we're at 3.5. They're going to start easing. They're going to have to. We see Jason Calacanis saying the following. Michael Saylor's relentless pumping of Bitcoin and his high-risk accumulation techniques are damaging to the Bitcoin ecosystem and brand. Too much centralization, too much hyperbole, and too many conflicts. He's actually setting up the perfect opportunity for someone to launch a better Bitcoin. This is what I would say on this issue. Um, I don't think it affects Bitcoin specifically, except for when he does blow up, it's going to have an effect on prices. It doesn't change the code or the underlying asset. But I think it does reflect bad on crypto because a lot of what he's saying makes no sense. You can't just buy a volatile asset with infinity debt, and that's a strategy. That's no strategy. That's gambling at best. I don't know what it would be at worst. It's not good. And eventually it'll go under. You'll hit a buzzsaw. The price will go down too low. And I don't care what he says. It's convertible notes, whatever. Maybe they won't get to take the Bitcoin, but they'll take over the company and you'll lose your ownership essentially. You'll be diluted out. Like any way that kind of plays out is dilution, wreckage of investors and strategy. It's not great. And so it reflects bad on crypto because we see stuff where someone like him is just talking utter nonsense. And the Bitcoin community, it pumps their bags. It helps them in the short term. So they're willing to rubber stamp this. Yeah, Michael Saylor's great. They don't listen to what he's really saying, you know what, this is reckless. We're not getting behind this. So it's going to be a bad look when he does blow up. But again, it doesn't affect, just like if someone does something bad within the XRP ecosystem, it is what it is. XRP still has its utility. These things aren't phased. They're global networks. But of course, it can have a short-term effect on price, and it will. The day will come when he blows up, and it's going to just drive the whole crypto market down. I don't think that's going to happen right now, but at some point down the road, this is, Celsius all over again. When he would just say really crazy stuff that made no sense, and people didn't want to call it out because, well, it's making him money. We see U.S. banks can now engage in crypto activities. This is good. They can custody crypto on behalf of clients, transact with stablecoins, and run validator nodes on blockchain. So we're transitioning into an entirely new era, so far beyond what we saw with Choke Point 2.0, where the government was trying to stamp out this industry. Now they're encouraging growth, inclusion, and integration, and that's going to really drive values long term here. Ripple, their blog highlighted RWAs, noting that institutional grade issuances are already live and more are coming on chain. We have this Brazil bank, BBRL. They have a Brazilian stablecoin, MELD, issuing tokenized gold, Ondo Finance with their tokenized treasuries, backed by BlackRock's treasuries. Just quite a bit happening here and even more to come. And this is exciting to me because this is an area where I think XRP Ledger can excel. It was built for this purpose from day one. It's the oldest out there that has this capability. And, when you think about trading assets like this, transferring them, XRP Ledger is world-class at doing exactly that. Now, they have to build these systems out, get people using them, but it could be one of the most competitive areas for the XRP Ledger really to dominate. Lastly, Coinbase approved to launch in India. I've always said it's not about the easy markets. Everyone carries on about, well, Singapore has great rules. Well, good for them. I'm glad they're sensible. But it's about success in the tough markets, and that's always been three: China, United States, and India. They are just archaic with their approach to cryptos, but when we start making traction in those markets, start getting adoption in those markets, it's going to be game time. And right now it's looking good. It's looking good in the U.S. We see here making some traction there in India. We know, China is going to jump in here in a big way as well. It's just a matter of time now. You can't hold back progress. This is the future, and we will win this revolution. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.